everyone, my name is Douglas Norchit, and today I will be sharing my personal reflection. I will be on a very powerful quote by Carol Ann Tomlinson. She said differentiated instruction is not a set of strategies but a way of thinking about teaching and learning. To me, this quote captures the true spirit of being an educator. It reminds us that differentiation is not about using a list of method or activity. It's about a mindset, a belief that every learner matter and that each student deserves an equal opportunity to succeed. Differentiation begins with how we view our students as individuals with unique backgrounds, strengths, and needs. When we truly understand that, teaching becomes an act of responsiveness rather than uniformity. In this presentation, I will discuss how Tomlinson philosophy connects with the four critical components of differentiate instruction: readiness, interest, learning style, and learning environment. I will explain what each means, why they matter, and how I will apply them in my future classroom. Let's begin with readiness. Readiness refers to student currently level of understanding or skill before starting a new learning experience. In other words, each of students starting from. In a differentiated classroom, the teacher doesn't assume that all students are the same page. Instead, we assess what they already know, what they can do, and what they already learned the next. For example, imagine a year 5 English class learning about persuasive writing. Some students might already be confident in forming arguments, while others might feel struggle with the basic sentence structure. If I give the same task to everyone, I might lose some students because it's too difficult and bore others because it's too easy. A teacher who differentiate by readiness might provide trial activity. For example, the beginner focusing on a defining persuasive word for intermediation learner, writing a short persuasive paragraph, and for advanced learner, analyzing real world advertisement or speeches. All students work toward the same goals, but the path or that they take is adjust to their readiness level. Readiness differentiation promote a growth mindset. It tells about that learner is not about being smart or weak, but about process. When we meet students where they are, we help them move forward from their current level. As a future educator, I see readiness as a reminder that assessment is not only for grading, it is a tool for understanding my student better. Pre-assessment formative quizzes and observation are ways to guide my instruction so that I can provide the right level of challenge for every learner. Turning to interest. This component focuses on topic or activity that capture student curiosity and motivation to learn. When teacher connect lesson to student interests, learning become more meaningful and engaging. Carol and Tomlinson emphasize that differentiation by interest helps students make personal connection to the contents. When students care about what they're learning, they invest more effort and take ownership of learning. For example, in a science classes exploring issues, instead of assigning the same research project to everyone, I could allow students to choose based on what interests them most. Some might study water pollution, others might research climate changes, and some could explore renewable energy. By offering choices, I address them curiosity and foster autonomy, which encourage intrinsic motivation. Similarly, in literature, when studying themes in courage, student could select between stories or superhero about a superhero, a historical figure or social activities. This choice enable them to explore the same concept through different uh, lens, lenses, okay, making the learning more relevant. As a future teacher, I believe that interest-based learning transforms classroom into vibrant communication of curiosity. It demonstrates respect for student voices and help them to see relevance of school in their personal life. When motivation is relevancy or woven into instruction, students become more engaged and enthusiastic about learning. Finally, considering learning style is essential because students progress and understand information differently. Some learners prefer visual representation, other auditory explanation, and some hands-on activity. Differentiating by learning style doesn't mean labeling students or limiting them in involve providing various experience so everyone can access content in ways that suit them best. For instance, when teaching fraction, visual learner might use diagram or fraction bars. Auditory learner could listen to the story or song explaining the concept. And kinesthetic learner might engage in a manipulative like cutting paper and pieces to model fraction. The very ensure that students engage in the mode of that feel natural and accessible, defining their understanding. However, this approach also encourages students to extend beyond their preferred modes, fostering adaptable learner. In my future classroom, I'm planning a incorporative mix of instructional strategies, visual aid, group discussion, and hands-on activity and digital tools, so all learners find an entry point into the lesson. Recognizing learning style promotes fairness by respecting individual differences and ensuring no student is left behind due mismatched teaching methods. It aligns with the core idea that every learner is capable of growth when the instruction accommodates their unique ways of promising the information. The fourth component, the learning environment, encompasses the physical, emotional, and social condition that support differentiate instruction. A positive, inclusive environment is fundamental for carrying that responsive teaching. Physically, this could include flexible seating in arrangement, learning station, and quiet spaces for reflection or independent work. Emotionally, It involves creating a classroom culture when students feel safe, respect, and supported, where mistakes are seen as opportunities for growth. Socially, valuing diversity in background, ability, and culture means fostering mutual respect and empathy. For example, starting with the week with class meeting allows students to share goals or challenges, building a sense of community. As a teacher, I always speak, listen, and respond shape this emotional climate. When students feel genuinely valued, they are more willing to take a risk, ask questions, and participate actively. The learning environment is more than just physical space. It a feeling of safety and belonging that encourages engagement. I aspire to design a classroom atmosphere where very student feel seen and heard, knowing that that a supportive space enhances all aspect of differentiation. When students are comfortable and respected, their capacity to learn of and flourish encourage exponential enabling genuine growth and discovery. Bring this component together, it's evident that Tomlinson perspective reframes differentiated from a simple tools kit of strategy into holistic ways of thinking. It requires us to empathic and intentional our approach. That's all from me. Thank you.